Good evening, brothers and sisters. Welcome to another awareness session of Reconstruction Mind Incorporated in partnership with Positive Lifestyle Management and Project Righteous Endeavors. My name is Brother Shantario, aka Brother Midnight. And tonight I want to discuss growing and developing in cycles of 360 degrees. Growing and developing in cycles of 360 degrees. This could be a very touchy subject for some, but I want to bring out the significance of 360 degrees in our 6 universal laws of existence, and also the 4 initiatives, which is educational, economical, political, and social development. So it is vitally important that we understand that no matter where we are at in life, that everything has a cycle. Everything has a cycle. And the energy that we put into that cycle can be conducive to how we manage our lives. In the teachings of the Blueprint, brothers and sisters, it says growth and development builds in stages and degrees. Growth and development builds in stages and degrees. So we must understand that this is a ever-going process. We never stop growing and developing. A lot of times as children, we say we want to be grown. And we don't understand the dynamic of being grown. Even as adults, we say that we are grown-ups. But life within itself has a way of showing us that we are forever in a process of growth and development. So to begin with this session, brothers and sisters, I would like to talk about first the 360 cycle of life. I went over it a little bit in the last session, but I wanted to utilize this teaching one more time in reference to what we're going to be talking about tonight. Growing and developing in cycles of 360 degrees. So on page 47, in the blueprint, it says, universal law is the awareness that there are 360 degrees of love, life, loyalty, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding in all peoples of the earth. That life has within it the necessary strength to gather from itself all that is needed for its growth and development. So I wanted to bring attention to that word awareness, brothers and sisters. According to the teachings of the blueprint, awareness, it allows us to grow and develop and to gain mastery over our destiny. Awareness, brothers and sisters, It allows us to grow and develop and to gain mastery over our destiny. But there are some things that we really can learn even the more about awareness. Awareness is a part of our personality development, brothers and sisters. I'm going to use a teaching of Sigmund Freud's psychoanalytic theory. As we all know, Sigmund Freud is the founder of psychoanalysis, and I want to be clear to give him his credit so there won't be no misconceptions. Sigmund Freud declared that awareness comes in 3 stages in our personality development. The first one is pre-conscious, the second word is conscious, and the last word is unconscious. Each level of awareness has a role to play in motivating and cultivating human behavior and thought, okay? So the first one, pre-conscious, the preconscious mind guides thought into conscious awareness, okay? Preconscious mind guides our thoughts into conscious awareness, okay? The conscious mind, brothers and sisters, is any thoughts, memories, feelings, etc., that can be brought into instant awareness. So there are your first 2 levels of awareness according to Sigmund Freud in our personality development. The last one is the unconscious mind. The unconscious mind is any thought, feeling, or memories that are not a part of the conscious mind / our awareness. So according to the teachings of Sigmund Freud on psychoanalysis, according to his psychoanalytic theory, there are 3 levels of awareness, which is our preconscious mind, our conscious mind, and our unconscious mind, okay? So awareness also represents our consciousness, okay? And we're going to see how our consciousness plays within the cycles of 360 degrees, okay? On page 55, it says, love, which is humankind's first law of existence and the beginning and the end of the 360 cycle of life, represented by the 6-pointed Star of David, which is our cipher. Cipher means code, okay? So, in reference to these teachings, brothers and sisters, we're going to pay close attention to how 360 degrees plays a part in the 6-pointed Star of David, which is represented in our 6 universal laws of existence for all people of the earth, okay? So we're going to look at the first one, love. We all know that love is the one creative force of all existence. So according to the teachings of the blueprint, on page 49 on page 48, forgive me, it says, the law of love is that which recognizes the good in others, even when they are hidden behind shield of negativity, ignorance, which ignorance means a lack of knowledge, and stupidity, even when they are covered by the mask of greed, lust, and power. So that lets me know that there are stages and degrees to our first principle of the universal laws of existence. Okay? Life. We know that life is the one creative force of love in action. Okay? Life is also growth and development towards a particular purpose. On that same page 48 in the blueprint, it says the law of life gives us the ability to consciously create, recreate, and procreate. But notice, I want you to pay attention to something in that sentence. It says consciously. And we learn that being conscious or consciousness represents a sense of awareness in our lives. We can either be pre-conscious, conscious, or unconscious, according to the teachings of Sigmund Freud's psychoanalytic theory. Okay? The third law, loyalty. Loyalty is service and cooperation with an organized scheme of things. Okay? On page 49 in the blueprint, it says, the most important degree of the law of loyalty is service. Service in the physical is defined as obedience and cooperating jointly with others. In the higher sense or consciousness, it is when you are unselfish and allow yourself to be the channel through which good may flow to others. So service, brothers and sisters, is the highest degree of loyalty. So I want to make it crystal clear that service, brothers and sisters, is the highest degree of loyalty. Remember what I said in the beginning of the session. It says growth and development builds in stages and degrees. So we recognize the stages and degrees in the 6 universal laws of existence. Okay? Our fourth principle, brothers and sisters, is knowledge. Knowledge gives us the ability to grow and develop through study, observation, and application. And we know that. Okay? On page 51 in the teachings of the blueprint, it says, true and proper knowledge is the ability to grow and develop in harmony with the universal laws and principles. So as we continue to go through these 6 universal laws, which will lead us to 4 of those 6 principles, which represent the 4 initiatives of growth and development. It says, true and proper knowledge is the ability to grow and develop in harmony with these universal laws and principles. Our fifth principle, brothers and sisters, is wisdom. Wisdom does what? It gives us the ability to apply knowledge wisely. As we continue to grow and develop in cycles of 360 degrees, we understand that wisdom gives us the ability to utilize knowledge wisely. Okay? On page 53 in the teachings of the blueprint, it says this: the law of wisdom governs our ability to see 360 degrees in any situation, bit by bit, little by little, and degree by degree, until we can see the whole situation and make a wise judgment. So wisdom does not only give us the ability to apply knowledge wisely, it gives us the ability to discern any situation from the smallest point to the largest point. We continue as humankind to grow and develop through cycles of 360 degrees. And we must have this understanding that we will never stop growing and developing. Okay, our last and final principle is understanding. We know that understanding is the crowning point of all our principles. But there is another dynamic to understanding that we must truly take heed to. On page 96 in the teachings of the blueprint, it says, understanding is the most important because only through understanding can we become whole and our 360 cycle of educational, economical, political, and social development. So in order to truly achieve education, economics, politics, and social development, we must have a true understanding of what's going on, no matter what the situation is, because wisdom, brothers and sisters, it gives us the ability to see, to discern 360 degrees, no matter what the situation may be, whether it is small or big. Education, brothers and sisters, is a very important initiative because we must have a high school diploma, GED, or seek higher levels of education in order to live the life that we want to live. Economics, creating not only generational wealth, but having a good and stable income for your family, for your children to go to college, and do those things that are conducive to create generational wealth. Politics. We must understand the dynamics of government, whether local, state, or federal. We must understand the dynamics of what goes into how the laws are made, who plays a part in it, what they are doing in the prison systems. All these, in other words, penal warehousing, all these different dynamics play a pivotal part in the cycle of life. All these different dynamics play a pivotal part in our lives as individuals. Okay, social development. Being able to get out in our communities. learning about the environment and knowing about the environment that we live in, you know, creating connections between us and and the likes of mayors and city councilmen and all these different dynamics that play a pivotal point in our lives, in our communities, in the environments that we live in. We must master these four initiatives in order to fully come to circumference of the 360-degree cycle. Okay, page 67, it says if you kick a cat, the energy in that kick will travel your 360 cycle of life and returns to its source, you, or it is representative of karma. What goes around comes around. Whatever energy you put into your life, negative or positive, it will come back to you, no matter where you're at in life. No matter if you feel that you're the lowest of human beings or if you feel that you're the highest in society, it doesn't matter. The energy that you put into this life, it will come back to you in the representation of karma. So we have to be very careful on how we treat people. We must learn how to live in harmony with all people, white, black, Mexican, no matter their culture, no matter where they're at in their lives. We must learn how to live and love people. That is very important, brothers and sisters. Okay. As I continue on reading, it says on page 89, the true link between physical action and a thought action is separated by 360 degrees. In other words, our thoughts travel to the same 360 degrees that our physical actions, the actions of thinking, return to use in the form of results, in that we become what we think. The results of our thoughts, not the intent, is this completion of its transverse on our 360-degree cycle of life and is recognized as what determines our rewards and our afflictions, allowed or disallowed in us. This process, it is what creates our temperament, and for us to understand this process will be the first step, brothers and sisters. It is very important in our personal development that we understand how temperament plays a critical part in our personality development and ultimately in our lives in general. There are three levels of temperament, just like there are three levels of awareness. According to the teachings of Sigmund Freud, there are three levels of temperament. The lowest level is inertia, idleness, unwillingness to change, or laziness. The second level is the aggressiveness, and the capacity to be agitated by outside forces. The third and best level is a peace of mind and the ability to remain undisturbed by outside forces. Each person has a little of each of these in his or her mental makeup. However, the aim of the new concept is to eliminate our inertia by urging us to become industrious and productive, to change our past aggressiveness to assertiveness, and to promote a peace of mind that is calm, tranquil, and balanced through the use of wisdom. Wisdom gives us the ability to apply knowledge wisely, brothers and sisters. But it also gives us the ability to discern whatever situation we are in and apply what we know in a positive and productive manner. We must learn how to grow and develop through cycles of 360 degrees, brothers and sisters. If you look at the circumference of a circle, the circumference of a circle is determined by two things: the center and the radius. Okay? The circumference of that circle is 360 degrees, no matter if it's in our cycle of life or mastering the 4 initiatives of growth and development. We must understand that growth and development builds in stages and degrees. In each person's life upon the earth, no matter where we're at in life. We must continue to know and acknowledge the fact that we'll never stop growing and developing. There are things in this life that we will never truly understand. But it is very important, brothers and sisters, that we understand the cycles of 360 degrees in our lives. No matter where we're at in our lives. From the lowly to the highly exalted, we will never escape growth and development. We will never escape growth and development. It is a part of our 360-degree cycle of life. I want to take this time to acknowledge a good brother. His name is Terenzi Bible Wilson. Not to go into too much detail, but he spent 25 years in prison. And what he did was astronomical. He came out of prison with a vision. With a vision. And he is right now pursuing that vision. He created a clothing line for all people of the earth. This t-shirt Conscious Minds 360, cultural clothing. It's his clothing line. He's pursuing his vision because he understands the dynamic of the cycle of 360 degrees in his life. So when he got out, he pursued his passion. Not just making developing a clothing line for Black people, but all peoples of the earth, no matter what cultural or ethnic background you come from. Brothers and sisters, we must truly continue to seek knowledge. And not only seek it, but apply it in our lives through study, observation, and application. I hope we have learned something beautiful together, brothers and sisters, as we continue to pursue righteous endeavors and understand our role in this life is to grow and develop, no matter where we're at, no matter how hard times may get. we will never stop growing and developing. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for your time. Plenty much love to all my brothers and sisters. Love, honor, and respect to the leadership. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for sitting in this session. If you like what you heard, hit the like button and subscribe to Reconstructing Minds Incorporated in partnership with Positive Lifestyle Management and Project Righteous Endeavors. Thank you, brothers and sisters.